Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Garbagemice podcast, a podcast that gave me clinical depression. And today, we have both Eggy and URFRIENDLYHOOD on. Now, how's it going, guys?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? I'm out here. I'm catching them all in Pokemon. I'm really reinvigorated to be the best there ever was, so I can't complain.
Let's go.
Glad
I'm on
to
a
hear
shit
it.
mic because I'm not home right now, so I'm doing good.
We have little pizza box as well. I feel like this is a special occasion because we get them less than URFRIENDLYHOOD on. At this point, it should be URFRIENDLY.
Yeah, I came here for Pride Month
Yeah, let's go.
in honor of the
Represent.
gays.
I just love how you can't understand anything he says.
Happy homosexuality, little pizza box, and
Thank you.
URFRIENDLYHOOD.
Yeah, I've been having a interesting day. Would you like to hear about it? I have a story to tell you guys.
We love stories around
Yeah,
here, yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
So I don't know if you guys know, this is a little known fact. You know, you got to be a real, Euro-friendly-hood fan to know the deep lore. But I'm actually a musician. I'm actually a musician, and I am. I'm trying to start a band. Okay, and so today, I was auditioning a drummer and a bass player. And I know the bass player. The bass player is one of my friends, and the drummer is, some new guy. And I brought him in here, and like the dude was tweaking, bro. He was straight up tweaking.
Oh
Like-
Are you sure he wasn't just really excited to be a part of your musical experience?
No, like so we bought him a bass pedal, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there taking apart the bass pedal and reassembling it like over and over.
So he's a musician and he's an engineer at the same time. I mean, it sounds like he's overqualified. You better get a hold of that guy right away.
And he's like saying, I haven't had weed, man, in 5 hours, bro. Like, I'm freaking out.
Yeah,
What one weed does to a motherfucker.
That's how they
Not even
did rock and
once.
roll. Oh, what's his name?
I'm
The
dead
Rolling
serious.
Stones. Aerosmith. That's how they were back in the 70s.
Serious. This was what this guy was saying.
Was he tweaking on fucking weed? Or was he like on something harder?
I don't know this guy. man,
That guy
so
must have been on the salts.
Listen, so then this, the bass player comes, and this guy's also like a hardcore like weed smoker. I don't do drugs. I don't know anything about this shit. And the whole time, it's like I'm watching one of those like shitty 80s school PSAs, but like in real life. Like they're like sitting here like I'm trying to stay away from them because I don't fuck with this shit. And they're like just keep getting closer to me, like trying to like give me contact. And they're like,
Nice.
"Come on, man, don't you want to try this? It's like green crack, bro. Yeah, it's like green crack."
They
just
have
really-
green methamphetamine, though. Because, crack is good, but I like something that's going to really last. I'm not like a flash in the pan kind of guy. I need that marathon stuff.
Yo, there were these other guys that tried.
Are you sure
out.
you didn't smoke a little bit of that? It sounds like
I'm
you kind of
dying.
got
I have
some green
black
crack
lung.
cough going on over there.
You're on the pack watch
really
right
am.
now.
No, but speaking of crack, like a year ago, I was trying to join this other band down south from where I live.
Was it in Compton?
No,
That's down south?
I'm not gonna dox it because they're actually
Oh, okay.
getting pretty famous now, so I don't want to dox them. But like, when I met them online, they're telling me, "Nah, we don't do drugs, bro. We don't do drugs. We don't do drugs.
Well, that's
we're
good.
not about that party lifestyle." I go down there, and when I get there, nobody's at the house. Like, nobody's there.
That's strange.
So I knock on the door, I call them, I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" They tell me, "Yo, diddly diddly, dude, we're going to Philly to score some coke."
Well, Well, some people say that's a drug. If you ask Coca-Cola like 150 years ago, they would just say it's a food additive. So I think really it's a centrist position.
Can I share one story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I work, one of the people there, he was in the bathroom for a while. Like, he was in the bathroom for half an hour or an hour near closing time. And everybody there was like, okay, open up the fucking bathroom. We need to get our shit. But they heard no response, so they called the fire department. They came in, and the guy was overdosing on heroin.
Jesus.
just there in the toilet, fucking dying.
For an
What a
hour?
fucking
Just
badass.
At
overdosing?
At
He was
work,
just-
bro.
Convulsing in the toilet for an hour, just like hoping someone would get him. He's just like, oh, when will it end?
That's awful.
That's the fucking drug
That's
life,
sad.
man. That's the
Bro,
fucking
bro.
drug life.
Everyone that like I've ever auditioned to like be a drummer for me has been a fucking drug addict. There's like, if they're not a drug addict, they're like literally insane. The last guy I tried out, he came for 2 practices, and on the second practice driving home, he like legit flipped his car 6 times.
What?
No, that's
like 6 separate times, or like it rolled 6 times?
Like it literally rolled over 6 times.
man, he was
Jesus.
trying to
And it was a
somersault.
nice car too. It was like the nicest car, the coolest car ever. And he fucking totaled it 2 practices in.
It sounds like he's pretty dedicated to me. I mean, to be honest, it's pretty hard to, because like Tony Hawk, it took him a long time to get like 6 spins on a skateboard, so he did 6 flips on a car. I mean, I think he's got something special. I'd go back and find him.
Man, and after that, and after he flipped his car, they took him to the hospital, and for pain medication, they put him on morphine. That's what happens. That explains everything wrong with your drummers, man.
Yeah. Man, in California, coke is just something that you do. Like it's not a hard drug or anything.
Man,
everyone just has their coke stash.
We
Man,
tried to get him back in the band, and so we had to start driving him. And this guy's listen. So this guy was
That or his
half
mom drove
black.
him.
So the guy was half black, and he has a white girlfriend that he has like 2 kids with, but he hasn't seen the kids in years, and he's like trying to get back involved with her life and with the kids' life. And that's kind of base in a way, it's somewhat respectable,
I was
Yeah.
gonna
trying
say
be a
it's
real
based.
father. And so we're driving home, or not? No, we're driving to my home for band practice, right? And as we're driving, the guy's on the phone with his girlfriend, and he's like,
It's just
"No, I want you to remember that this guy's black and his girlfriend's white."
yeah.
So he's on the phone, and he's like, I heard my son be calling me Taylor. Or like some shit like that. Or like Henry. I heard my son calling me Henry. You been having white chickens coming around? You fucking with white chickens?
Oh my.
Now remember, this guy's black and he's in an interracial relationship with a white girl, and he's getting upset that while he was gone for like 3 years that this chick was hooking up with a white guy.
Yeah.
Just like insane people. Honestly, you know what? If you want to just meet like totally like insane people, just like go to like an open mic or like any place where like any musicians, and you'll just find like the most like depraved, the most like coked out,
No
just like
sense.
40-year-old people. There's like 40-year-old men that realize that they wasted their entire lives on coke and methamphetamine, and now they're pretending to be young, but like they just look like faggots.
No sense. Take it easy. My father's a musician. My grandfather's a musician. We're a family of musicians, man. My brother's a musician. For God's sake, no sense.
And I'm a musician too, so I guess I'm
One
I'm
of
no
them-
better.
One of them is a stoner, at least. Fuck.
I made some rap songs in high school, but hopefully no one ever hears those.
Oh my god! One time I made a song that was literally just gunfire. That's
Yeah, I made some rap songs when
mic
I was a
outside
kid. You
your
might have
house.
heard of them. It's called Eminem. Yeah, that was my light work. That was just me warming up. I basically did that in my sleep.
yeah. I heard some of your more recent songs were much better. Not gonna lie. Yeah,
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We're talking shit about musicians with Eggy on. God damn it!
Well, when you tell
it's-
me that musicians are all a bunch of drug addicts, I'm like, yeah, that's why they're my friends. It is what it
Well,
is,
it's not
YouTube.
just that they're drug addicts, but it's like that they're like sad, like pathetic drug addicts.
Yeah,
The reason-
like I said, that's why they're my
take
friends.
Yeah.
They're always
like,
talking
some
about
drug addicts are
they're always talking about their whiskey and their knife game songs or whatever, and I'm like, I just pat them on the back. I'm like, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you. It is what it is, YouTube. They're always talking about how somebody ruined a generation of this or that. They're always talking about ooh. I'm like, I'm right there with you.
So true, so true.
Yeah. Stop Pilgrim.
It's BPD and ecstasy. I get it. I feel you, bro.
Yeah,
I wanna
that's
be
my yin and
famous
yang.
before
I have the
turn
ecstasy.
29.
She has the BPD. It's a match made in music paradise.
Yeah. Let's
Uh,
go.
Let's go. Speaking of like PPD and shit, today my boss found out I have autism, which is great. He
I
was like,
found out
that
today
is your
that you have
superpower?
autism.
he just came up to me and asked me, "Look, man, some people don't have emotions. Some people just don't express emotions. So just tell me, are you a psychopath or are you autistic?" And I'm like, "I'm autistic." And he's like, "Okay, so we cool."
He's like, trick question. It's the same thing. Patrick Bateman combined with the driver from Drive, combined with the Joker, combined with Taxi Driver.
"Fuck,
you know
man,
what?
I'm none of those except Taxi Driver. That's who I am. That's my lifestyle. I'm the Travis Bickle of this
You
world."
don't understand, Dad. I am the Joker. I am Nightcrawler. I am Taxi Driver.
Bro, no joke. I started
My
showing up
dad
to
will
work.
never understand. My parents will just never understand that I
That's
am the king of comedy. I had to think of that.
I'm the
when
king
you
of
just
Queens. I'm fat and balding just like him.
Okay.
So good.
So,
No, we've been talking about Coke, but you guys ever considered Pepsi?
oh,
Yeah, I
I
do
think
a
it's
couple lines of
inferior.
Pepsi every once in a while.
to be honest, I'm more of a Jones guy.
The hell is Jones?
Jones is like a soda, but with cane sugar instead of corn syrup. I fucking hate that corn syrup shit.
Yeah,
Jones
corn
was
syrup
Mexican
stuff.
definitely the bomb.com growing up, and that's also when we used to say the bomb.com was like 20 years ago, and that's when I drank Jones like 20 years ago. So, but I remember it fondly.
Yeah, we still have Jones here around grocery stores. Every time I see it, I'm like, I gotta get that stuff. So, are you more of a Pepsi guy?
I think that Jones gets wider distribution now. Like back in like 2000s, people didn't really care about like cane sugar sodas. They're like, oh, whatever, who cares? Nowadays, there's a little bit more of a demand for like a higher quality product. So I think you see Jones get more distribution. Anyways, I'm definitely a Coke man through and through. I got tapped into Pepsi. Like I've been a do head. I was a do head growing up because that was the gamer drink.
That's real shit right there.
That's the
But-
gamer shit, yeah.
They used to. I'm trying to remember where I went. There was like like the gas station next to my house growing up, or the closest one. I'd go to like refill from their fountain soda to like have like something to drink when I was a kid. I think they had Pepsi there, and I got into like the wild cherry Pepsi. That was all right. But just like regular Pepsi, I don't know. It tasted kind of like staler to me or something. I don't know. It didn't really
It just
it
tastes
didn't really hit the
acid.
same.
I always
Yeah.
thought it just tasted like acid. I never really liked like Pepsi. It was like Coke. Like the only time like it ever tastes good is like if it's like iced.
I feel like
it's
Coke
on
has a
ice.
richer body. It's
for
like
real.
you drink, you crack open a can of Coke, you like take that first guzzle. It's just like this expanding mass of flavor
real.
gases, like flavor carbonation, just like sweeping through your palate. And you like open up a Pepsi, and it just tastes like like if Coke could like go bad. It tastes like expired Coke. I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then,
actually,
like,
I
it
should say
goes
Coke can go
flat,
bad,
like,
but
instantly, it like goes flat instantly.
That's-
That's
yeah.
like my favorite part.
it just doesn't
about
taste how you would expect. I don't know, like if it's just it's underwhelming.
Yeah, like
as a good
how
way to
is
put
it a
it.
cola? How is it a cola?
I don't
To
know,
be
man. I
honest.
personally can't taste the difference between Pepsi and Coke.
I can. The difference I taste is like Coke is a lot more gassy, while Pepsi is a lot less gassy. And to be honest, I prefer the Pepsi a little more. But we had a drink in Syria called Ugarit, which was a bootleg Pepsi, and that's just the best. That's the good shit.
So it says Ugaric?
Ugarit. So like
okay.
the ancient city.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so is it like just Flint water?
I can neither confirm nor deny the allegations. I heard it was pretty nutritious. Which is weird for a Coke, which is weird for one of those drinks. I heard a lot of people died from radiation poisoning around that area. I don't know why. Apparently there was contamination, something like that. I don't fucking know. Sugar Red, still the best drink. Still my favorite. Pepsi, Jones, Diet Coke, BDFO, Syria #1. Woo!
Hell yeah, Syria, let's go. The garbage mice are all gonna relocate to Syria one day.
Overpowered, I would say. We need to nerf.
I'm really stepping into my Caucasian heritage lately and drinking this La Croix water and San Pellegrino. They're kind of hitting like the soda
bubbly?
water spot.
Have you
Bubbly,
drank
I've seen it. I don't think I've ever drank it yet though. Like I see it, but
You have
you
to.
know.
It's the official drink of Nick Fuentes.
What's his favorite flavor?
I don't know.
Have you guys heard of Zevia? Zevia is like stevia sweetened soda, and for what it is,
We're
it
getting
tastes pretty
so
good.
off track, okay?
I'm familiar, but I just feel like a soda
talk
water.
About Nitro Pepsi, you fucking
Yeah, let's talk about the Nitro
Syrian
Pepsi.
monkey.
We want to react to this fucking Nitro Pepsi shit, okay?
Okay, fine. I thought
Alright,
we were
let's
supposed to
pretend I
not to act like we don't know where the topic is going, and so I was playing along the bit. You fucking assholes.
It is what it is, YouTube.
Alright,
Listen,
let's react to this
so
shit. It's funny.
Pepsi, is very controversial, but recently they came out with something that they were trying to sell, and they're saying that this is it's a difference. It's gonna make a whole difference in the cola scene. It's called Pepsi Nitro.
Okay.
Let me tell you about it. It's the first ever. It's the first ever nitrogen infused cola. In fact, I would say it's more than just cola. It's an experience. The easy texture, like the mesmerizing, like I'd say like it's a cascade of tiny bubbles. The silky, frothy, like foam, the foam head. It's like so silky, so frothy, and unironically, it's unapologetically Pepsi.
Is it?
It's an unapologetic Pepsi taste.
Is this nitrogen infusion, is this good for a greener future and the climate change that is currently the #1 issue in the world? Because I don't know, if we're extracting resources to inject them into cola, I don't know. I mean, I'm very environmental. I'm just curious if anybody knows. I'm thinking we're building back better. I'm trying to build back better with Joe Biden, and I just want to make sure that I'm not harming the environment by drinking nitrogen drinks.
You're really, really just doing a number on the environment, and that's a good thing.
Okay,
That's a good thing.
Because people are evil.
The best thing to do for the environment is the complete annihilation of the human race. And that's why I'm an environmentalist.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
that's based.
Okay, that
Hating your
makes
fellow
sense.
man is based.
It sparks connection.
So this is more reason to drink Nitro Pepsi.
So you're telling me that my enemies will suffer much more severely, and I can rest easily knowing that they're suffering in extreme, excruciating pain by drinking this beverage?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sparks
Absolutely.
connection and conversation, all made possible by a unique widget technology placed at the bottom of every can, and it creates a distinctly smooth and creamy texture straight from the first delicious
Imagine,
Oh shit!
imagine like walking around like, hey, Nitro Pepsi. It sparks
baby.
conversation.
You want to drink my distinctly creamy beverage? It's unapologetically becoming what it is, and it's so creamy. It's frothing. You want some?
It's so like
It definitely
particular.
sparked this conversation.
So true.
True.
They literally have to put instructions on how to pour it on the side of the can.
Well, that's just typical American, you know.
How to pour.
Okay.
Step 1, chill can. Step 2, pour hard. Step 3, admire and enjoy. You have to admire first, though.
You just have to really pour it hard.
You have to pour hard.
You
Aggie,
pour
have
that
you ever
shit
poured
hard.
Oh, fuck, what happens if I don't pour hard?
It tastes like shit, don't you know?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
You gotta pour it hard, little pizza
Aggie,
box.
Aggie,
Pour it hard.
Aggie,
You don't
Aggie,
understand.
Aggie,
Fuck
Aggie,
around with the
Aggie,
nitro
Aggie.
Pepsi. You
Shut
pour
the
that
fuck
shit
up!
hard.
Aggie, have you ever poured hard?
I couldn't tell you there's a single time in my life that I haven't poured as hard as possible. It's like when somebody's like tells you to like punch them, and then you like punch them, and they're like, "Oh, that's you punch so weak." That's how I like the punch that comes after that is how hard I pour.
Yeah, you ever just go on the toilet and you pour?
Look at these happy people that totally don't look demonic. This is
Bro,
the
why
average
the fuck
person.
does that guy have
that
4
pours-
Pepsi?
This is the average man that pours hard.
You pour hard.
Yeah, I just walk around with a 4-pack.
But listen, he's getting all the hoes. Look, he's got this anorexic
It's farts.
Mediterranean Israeli woman and this other anorexic red-haired I would say
Bro,
albino
you
you don't understand what's
woman.
happening right now. The cola is sparking conversation.
It's
He
unironically
went up,
true.
he
You
went
know,
up to that chick
I think
and he said,
Nitro Pepsi is starting to win me over. How could you predict the future like this if it wasn't a really good beverage? I might have to check it out.
he went up to that chick and he said, "Yo, babe, you ever pour hard?" Hey, what?
Hold on, I just texted my
hard.
neighbor and told him to bring over a Nitro Pepsi. He says he's gonna be over in 2 minutes, so I'm gonna do a live Nitro Pepsi review right now.
Please
My neighbor
do.
said he's got some.
Please do.
And
Film
then
it,
he
film
said,
it, Eggy. I
"Well,
want to
baby,
see that.
I'll show
shit.
you. Come up to my place. I'll show you how to pour hard."
I want him to pour hard, frothy, creamed up style, so I can
this
see how good this. And actually, I'm gonna pour it too. I got a glass here. I'm gonna pour this. All right, so
Hey, baby.
he's gonna start walking over. So I'm gonna walk up here in just a minute.
She's pouring out. She's pouring out.
She's pouring hard with him. Yeah, one might even
Bro, what-
say she's
is that a
pouring
radio?
him hard.
Is that a radio? What the fuck?
No, it's just a picture. It's just a random.
No. On the shelf. On the shelf. What the fuck is that on the shelf?
I think that's like a radio.
What the fuck?
He also has an Alabaster Bible. We love it. Shout out to Alabaster Co. on Instagram.
I want to see more
Oh, man.
photos of them.
I'm gonna go into the garage in this house.
Bro, the
Get
can is
myself
closed.
another cold
I
one.
thought you were supposed to pour hard. That guy's just drinking it straight out the can.
Wait, yeah,
Fucking
that's a good
retard
point.
drinking it out of the can. That's the wrong way to do it.
He's not fucking doing it right.
What a fucking retard. Well, you know
Alright.
why.
There you
know.
go. She gets the idea because she's white.
God
Set
damn
it for me.
All right,
Set it for
you
me.
can turn your attention to my webcam.
Oh, Eggy.
Oh, let's
Eggy.
go.
I got a Nitro Pepsi.
Let's go.
There
I'm
we
gonna try to pour
go.
it really hard. I got this glass here. It's not clear, but I'll let you know how this hard pour goes.
All right, everybody do a
Okay.
drum roll for him
Okay,
for his hard
okay.
pour.
Eggy. Pour hard.
It's flying out. Oh no!
Let's fucking go, Eggy. Let's fucking pour.
Oh my goodness, I'm pouring so hard right now.
You got
Oh look at that! Have you ever seen a hard pour like that? It started.
God!
Oh my goodness! Oh, look at it's frothing. Look at. Do you see how unapologetically frothing that is?
How unapologetically Pepsi it is. Let's
I like
go,
how
Eggy.
you're pumping
Let's
the
fucking
can.
go.
Oh, look at it! Look at it! Look at it! It's oh,
Crush
so
that
hard.
shit. Crush that shit.
All right.
That nitrogen widget.
That shit, look at
Got it
it.
going
It's
on.
so
Imagine-
unapologetically frothed up.
Imagine if Eggy dies on a stream like nitrogen is poison and it kills him.
Damn, it is smooth.
How's it
Damn.
taste?
It's like a milkshake. It's smooth, but it's not thick. But it's like smooth as a milkshake.
Mm.
Nice. Is it good?
But does it taste like Pepsi?
It does taste like Pepsi, so it does not taste that good to me.
Is it unapologetically Pepsi though?
Yeah, it's if they could make like a Coke version of this, it'd be really good. Hey, Coca-Cola, Nitro Coke. I would actually maybe go out of my way for that, but it's got like this good texture, and the flavor hits, and it's like, yeah, it's just old cola flavor. I mean, this isn't old. It's best by July, so it's not old.
How many
It's not
calories?
expired or anything.
How many calories?
This 13.6 ounce can has 230 calories, 62 grams of sugar.
Is it sugar or is it
Not too bad.
fructose bullshit? Glucose, whatever.
It's high fructose corn syrup
Yeah,
with caramel coloring and chilea extract and nitrogen. Contains 77 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah,
Smooth.
Mm.
It says it right there on the can. Smooth, creamy, easy to drink. Pour hard, admire, and enjoy. And it's got like somebody squeezing the can into it, which is what I did. I mean, yeah, like the texture is good. It's got it tastes like a, I don't know, like a milkshake is what comes to mind, but just like it is creamy and smooth. And it's good. Yeah, there's like no, even though it's carbonated, there's like no carbonated bite really. It all just comes together nicely, but it's I wouldn't drink this typically, but for the we had to know, is it real what they're telling us? And I'll say, yeah, it's real. It's still Pepsi, so I don't want it, but it's real.
I think
You know,
the real
that-
problem is you're not pouring it hard enough.
Yeah.
Well, did you see? I don't know if you're watching my camera. Like I fucking
was,
flipped the
I
tab, and it
was.
just like started like frothing out all over itself. So I had to quick flip it upside down and kind of like come at it from the bottom. But I was squeezing more, like I was squeezing the aluminum to get the last bits out.
Well, you know what,
Well-
Eggy? At least it's unapologetically Pepsi, and at least it sparks conversation.
I think you would have liked it more if you poured it hard.
Yeah,
we
man.
might need to revisit it another time. Maybe we could. Maybe if I stab it.
Well, see, here's the thing. We have a tutorial right here. I pulled it up.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
let's
The
watch.
one, the only, Chris Freza, and he's gonna teach us how to pour Nitro Pepsi correctly.
Let's watch.
All
Let's
right,
let's
let's go.
check this shit.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I am back. Intro again because
This
so
is-
many comments.
This is what a
saying
Pepsi
that
drinker
the
looks like.
pour was incorrect.
This
Even
is
though I read
Absolute
it,
Chad.
we read it last
Absolute
time, so
Chad.
smooth,
I
creamy,
don't know, man. You gotta see
and
Jones
Chad
drinkers.
versus Virgin.
You gotta see
Or
Jones
hard.
drinkers. Us Jones drinkers,
admire
we're
and
the
enjoy. So,
Ubermensch. I'd
since I
say
saw so many
we
comments
have the best
about
looks.
the pour. I figured, you know what? Pepsi Nitro.
It'd be hard to beat
We
this
went back
guy's
to
looks.
Walmart. I'm leaving Vito out of this one.
This is like
because
Santa
this is a very
Claus's
sugary
Hispanic
soda. He's
child
not
that
gonna be
he
drinking
that
any of
hasn't
it.
mentioned about.
So, I'm gonna do a hard
This is
pour.
a legitimate
And we're gonna
He's
see
gonna do a hard
if
pour.
it makes any difference, if it still tastes like a flat Pepsi, which I'm guessing it will, because nitrogen really doesn't give all that much carbonation. into
Yeah,
a
because it's a
drink.
nitrogen.
It's
retard.
not carbon.
This coming week, though, for those of you who did pre-order it on Walmart.com,
Did you guys pre-order it?
Getting the shipments.
Who the fuck
I like
cares?
how this guy.
Come on.
I love
Listen.
how this guy is out of breath already. 1 minute and 18 seconds into the video, he's just been sitting here holding a can, and holding that can's got him out of breath.
No,
That's what happens when you're a Pepsi
Well,
drinker.
so you see, he's anxious. He's about to break the news that everyone
And
who
look at
didn't
it- look at his
pre-order on
neck.
Walmart, everyone who didn't pre-order on Walmart.com, they didn't have any left for you. So people are gonna like be jumping out of buildings and shit. So it's weighing
people
so
are
heavily
gonna go
on
to
them.
McDonald's, start taking off their shirts. Fucking Nitro Pepsi.
I like- I like how his neck it has like the cottage cheese that a fat girl's ass would have. Like just the like cellulose in his neck. Do you see that?
I don't even care. His teeth like a chipmunk. His face like a chipmunk.
Listen, that's the neck you develop after a lifetime of hard pores, so that just lets me know that he's really about that life. He's not gonna bullshit me.
Look.
It's like gills on a fish. Okay, shut the fuck up. Okay, come on. Go on, pour!
See this guy's weak ass pour. Let's see it.
Oh my god.
Walmart.com. Fuck off. It's still fucking showing us the can. I can go to my fucking dollar store and get one of these. Just fast forward, man.
Draft.
I just want to see this guy's weak pour. He's not even gonna pour it hard.
Yo, he slowed it down. That's
He
epic,
slowed
bro.
it down. He wound it.
You heard the nitrogen?
Look at his hands, bro.
And now we're gonna watch and see
All right.
how hard the pour makes a difference. Are you ready?
Pour!
Yeah, fuck it, damn it. Just pour it.
Oh, he's pouring! He's pouring, guys!
Oh.
Let's fucking go!
I'm starting to think this guy's literally me.
Dude. Pour it harder.
Pour harder, you
Oh.
ass.
The hardest
He's going for the
pour I can
squeeze. He's got to
possibly
squeeze the
do.
can. It's dripping. Come on, get that squeeze. Get that squeeze, baby.
If you can see that,
It should be like a fresh metal fruit.
It's kind of gurgling out the bottom here.
It's gurgling. Squeeze it.
That's what I'm
Squeeze it.
gonna do here is when I'm done. Oh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. It's still coming up.
Okay, now that looks kind of disgusting, to be honest.
Yeah, that last little bit, man.
That was not...
You see how
It's that nitrogen wedge.
I
in the
love how
bottom.
there's
I love-
no bubbles in the
Totally
like, the black
blurry.
part.
He's putting the glass directly into the lens. Can't see anything at all.
Let's try it.
Bro, his
Look at him
eyes
put it
look
down.
dead.
This guy's been in the Sahara for the last 3 weeks. This is his first taste of water.
His disappointment is immeasurable. And his dick is ruined.
Damn it, this is the worst Pepsi I've ever had.
Make that the fucking thumbnail.
No, I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it. Oh my god. Oh wow.
Alright, let's see his
Man,
reaction. Let's see this.
he looks like he's pretending to have such a fucking difficult time, but like in reality, we know he fucking drinks like 4 of those a day.
No, he drinks more than that.
Oh yeah, 4 of those an hour. My bad.
4, yeah, definitely. That's a lot more like it.
He has a drip bottle into his mouth like some kind of hamster while he sleeps.
Literally, almost the exact same as last time. Still tastes almost like a flat Pepsi.
Drinks like literally half the freaking cup, bro. Like Nick,
Right down the
and you're gonna
gullet.
tell us is bad, bro. Literally gluttony. We're literally just looking at one of the 7 deadly sins right here.
Oh my
Sloth,
God.
gluttony.
Oh,
Nitrogen.
man.
I mean, I don't taste any difference from our first review.
Like he literally
And I
doesn't
poured
like it,
as
but he
hard as I
drank
possibly
half the
could, as
glass,
you saw
though.
in that review.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you.
So
I'm gonna stick up
next
from there
what I'm gonna
because
do
I didn't like
here-
it either. But it is that smooth. You wanted to just see, is it really gonna like maintain that smoothness? So you just like drink half the can in one
it's
drink.
like a 32-ounce glass, dude.
Yeah, that's his daily intake. That guy anyway.
Oh my god, bro.
I'll be back. I gotta piss.
People
Uh,
have been asking me about-
hard.
see if I can-
Poor
see
hard
it
little
in there?
piece of
No,
butt.
you can't. I'm gonna cut the can open, and I'm gonna see what exactly
We got
in here.
we got a Pepsi scientist.
If I can get this
He's
thing
gonna give us the
open.
chemical
He's struggling.
compound
He's
breakdown.
struggling so hard. It's just literally like paper thin aluminum. There's no reason. How long can this take, dude?
I'm back.
Bruh.
Come on, get it open, dude. Come on.
Okay.
and it's just like dumping it on the table.
So, for those of you who, I don't think I've seen any reviews. There's not that many reviews out yet, anyways, of this, but that's what it looks like inside now. That is
The nitrogen wedge.
Nitrogen thing. It's on the bottom instead of the top. I don't know. I think in Guinness it might be in the top, but that's what it looks like inside the can. I just cut it open.
What have I done?
Once again,
He's out of breath
could've
after
slammed this
that.
whole Pepsi, but there's a lot of sugar in it too. 230 calories per one of these cans. March 28th, everybody.
It's not a lot
March
for you.
28th. You can go get yourself some Pepsi Nitro.
Come on, you're too
Unless
mean
it's
on
out
this
now.
guy.
Once again, here. It says-
Damn it. It's only been out since
He's
March. It feels
living
like it's
in
been out longer
sin.
than that.
I'm making fun of this guy because he's living in sin.
Those
He's
are
going
the
to hell.
instructions.
He needs to get right with Jesus. He needs to repent.
He needs to
That's
pour
right.
harder.
Bon appetit.
Jesus would pour his blood
See you next
hard
video,
all
guys.
over this guy's sins if he would just believe. This outro music is pretty badass, though.
Bro, I just reviewed like 2.
I like the thumbnail, don't you?
Bro, look at. Wait. Look at his little kid in the earlier thumbnail versus the newer thumbnail. That kid has gone fat.
I
The
wonder
evolution
why.
of Soy Jack.
I wonder
Your dad
why
is Soy
his
Jack
kid is,
Senior.
like,
Oh
you
my.
know, gotten a bit large.
Well, we said his guy's neck developed from a hard pour lifestyle. He's probably been making his kid pour hard on YouTube since he's like 2 years old for that money, for that ad money, and now his kid's 12 years old and he's been pouring hard his whole life. His face is like some kind of roasted marshmallow. It's just like gooed up.
Gooped.
He's
off
really
the
pimping his kid for the hard pour.
I like how he kept his kid out of this review because it's a sugary soda. Then he's having his kid try Mountain Dew Typhoon, Mountain Dew Baja Mango Gem. Like,
Oh, garbage.
so real.
And
I
this
thought
whole time I've been in this pantry recording this, I've just been staring down this 15 calories bag of cane sugar right in front of me.
What?
It's
15
just been
calories.
delicious.
You mean 15 calories per teaspoon or what?
Yeah, per teaspoon.
Okay.
Have you guys seen shit, what was it called? It was like Truvia. It's like half stevia or like 2/3 stevia, 1/3 sugar.
What?
It's supposed to be good for baking instead of like a sugar alternative. It still has sugar, but it tastes like almost as good as sugar for like 1/3 of the calories.
Who cares, dude?
Yeah, I don't care
I
about
literally
calories.
don't care, dude. It's like, why don't you just like be healthy? Why don't you just like eat real food instead of like fake food?
It helps to be healthy. Like it helps.
Why don't you just like stop eating food with more than 5 ingredients? Like why
Like
don't you
what?
just eat shit that God made?
That's right.
Like I don't know, like
God made
apples,
stevia.
Like,
God made stevia. Stevia is a plant. Like it's not some bullshit.
yeah. So you have stevia, and then you have sugar, and then you have flour, and you have eggs, and you have all this bullshit high fructose corn. It's like, why don't you just I don't know, just like don't eat cake.
Yeah,
But
base.
you can make cake.
The issue isn't even that you're eating cake. The issue is that you're a glutton that's eating like 10 slices in one sitting.
The
That's
issue is
the
not.
real issue.
The issue is not you're not making your own cake.
Yeah, that's
Do you know
true.
how hard it is to gain weight, dude?
It
Bro,
actually
it's-
is really hard.
It's not hard. It's pretty
you're
easy
fat-
if you live.
if you're
Let me tell you
fat-
something. If you live an active lifestyle and then you quit that lifestyle suddenly, your food intake is not going to change. So you're going to get fat real quickly, which is what happened to me. I was 300 pounds before, and I said that before. I used to be really fat during
Okay.
COVID. I used to walk around a lot. I used to do a lot of like lifting, but then COVID hit and I couldn't go out anymore. But I kept eating the same amount, and so
Oh, I couldn't go to the gym. It's like,
they
I hate
fucking
people that
closed
go
the
to
gyms,
gym.
man. They
I
closed
hate people that
everything.
This is why I hate people that go to the gym. It's
What?
like
I go to the gym.
people that go to the gym are like just as bad as people who don't go to the gym. Like they're
I-
literally just as bad. They're just
I
as
don't
bad
know,
as
man.
like the soy jack that's like, you know, playing Nintendo, you know, playing his Switch, and he's watching the Netflix shows. It's just as bad.
Look, man, I
Because it's
know
like
a lot
these
of
people-
Sojak.
These people's like, oh, I must work out in gray, you know, cubicle looking office building with machines. I can't do pull-ups on a tree because what? It's like, why don't you just like do push-ups? Why don't you just do sit-ups and you know, pull-ups on the tree outside?
Look, man, let me tell you something about them.
Why don't you just
The-
like, lift heavy stuff?
I know a lot of Sojak gym bros who are like, yeah, bro,
Still
I like to
outside.
go to the gym because I like to have like a good body. I like to look good. I want to look good in front of the women. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Get strong. Get better for your own good. Get better, get stronger, so you're a stronger person. You can do more shit. Not so that you can go to like a fucking like college girls with like dyed hair and ecstasy and BPD and be like, yeah, look at these muscles, and then they'll be like, oh my god, fuck us on this. This is not what you meant to do. Get fucking
It's all
stronger.
just a cope. It's just a cope. It's literally just a cope lifestyle. You like
I
all the people that work out in the gym, right? Like they're all
I
these
respect
like, you know,
them more than I respect.
right winger, like Nietzschean. You know, they read, you know, Beyond Good and Evil by Friedrich Nietzsche or some shit, or like not even read it. They just watched a video about it and they're like, yeah, will to power. And then like, but they're still just a rat in a cage. It's just they're a rat in a cage, but they're running on a hamster wheel. You know, and like literally, that's literally what they are. They're just a rat in a cage, but they're running on the hamster wheel.
I still respect
like,
them more than
you need
people
to-
who don't go.
I don't. Why?
'Cause it needs
I
dedication.
want people to break
Oh,
totally
Fletcher.
out of the satanic matrix. Stop participating in the system of the beast.
That's right.
Well, some things are God, like given by God to us. Some things we can't call everything that we're living in right now satanic, because we live in a world with a lot of
Yes,
satanic.
It's all
things.
satanic. Capitalism is satanic.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Capitalism is fundamentally satanic. Do we
That's right.
actually want to get into this though? Or can I
Yeah,
just-
explain that. I'm curious.
Okay. So, capitalism, okay, the way the world used to work pre-capitalism, because there was a time before capitalism existed. Now, when I say, alright, before I even get into that, when I say capitalism, I don't mean, like, the exchange of goods. I don't mean trading, okay? I don't mean free market trading. This is not what I'm talking about, alright? I'm talking about something that's very modern. But, you know, the way things used to work prior to capitalism, before capitalism existed, is that you'd live in the village,
That's
and
right.
everyone in the village has a trade. You have the farmer, you have the blacksmith, you have, you know, this guy, the you know, what would you call them? What's the guy that makes arrows?
Hunters,
No.
Fletcher.
Yeah, hunters too, Fletchers, you know, all these different people, right?
You have the
And,
musicians.
you know,
you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all these people had a skill, right? Like, and examples of societies like this, you could look at, like, you know, really medieval society. Medieval society was a good example of this. Feudalism, basically. Also, like, the Native American societies, where basically you live in a community where everyone knows each other, everyone has an important skill that has been being mastered for generations upon generations, being passed down and progressively being improved. So, like, if you're the blacksmith, you're the best blacksmith around. If you're a farmer, you're the best farmer, you know? And they all need each other. And so rather than this exchange of, like, money, the way you exchange things in this society is not even bartering, but you exchange things based on favors. You freely gave away your services to other people in exchange that they will now feel as though they owe you something, and when you call upon them, they will answer you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happens, right, is you get these big cities, you get these, megalopolises that start to form where, people don't know each other as well, the Industrial Revolution and its consequences or whatever. And you start to go from, this favor-based system where it's, about brotherly love, it's about friendship. I'm your friend, I'm the electrician, I'm going to help you out, and, I'll just trust that one day you're going to help me out. And it goes to, we're going to, like, barter now. With these foreign people from all across the Roman Empire.
Can I say something?
Or the whatever empire. What?
I don't believe that this is a problem with capitalism or with modern society.
Listen, I'm gonna get to it, man. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, go ahead. But I have my reply to that.
But then what we have now is even worse. Okay, what we have now is this system where you slave for a person for hours upon hours upon hours, and they owe you nothing. They owe you no respect. They owe you, like, no help. If your mom dies and you need to take off work, they're just going to say, fuck you, and you get fired. These people don't owe you anything. The reason why is because we made this invention of money, okay? And what money is basically a way to abstract this favor-based system. Instead of promising someone a favor, you give someone money that is supposed to be equal in value to that favor. And so, like, it would literally be better to be a slave than it would be to be someone, like, waging away at some cubicle. Because at least, like, if you'll be outside, you won't be working in a Satan cube. But number two, it's like, people would have to provide for you. They would have to care about your well-being. Whereas you work for a boss today, and they do not care about your well-being. They do not care about who you are. This is not even a part of the equation. You are just an asset, and you are totally disposable. They owe you nothing. They owe you no kindness, no respect, nothing. And so it's a satanic system. It just breeds despair. It just breeds depression.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This is not the way where Middle Eastern society runs. This is just something I observe in North America, and I'm pretty sure Europe is not like this either. And I genuinely believe, and this is gonna sound schizophrenic as fuck, but it's the zoning system in these North American cities. See, in Europe and in the Middle East and wherever you go, you have these major big cities with lots of buildings, lots of whatever, yeah. But then the corner store is like right down the street, literally right down the street. Wherever you are, you have a corner store right down the street. You have a cafe shop 50 meters away, and the next cafe shop is 75 meters away. You have this, you have that, you have all these small, really, really tiny communities serving each other. Mm-hmm. You have all these stores, you have all these community places of gathering wherever you go. And all these buildings, you have, 3, 4, 5-story buildings all stacked on top of each other. And you think, okay, that's going to create lots of, like, congestion. That's going to create lots of, like, a really condensed peoples. But no, what it does is, your neighbor is right across the house, like right across the door from you. You can just knock on his door and say hi, instead of being like a whole unit away from you. And instead of rent being like the most wanted system, everybody owns their homes. Because homes, like, you don't have to fight for space. You don't have like 50 homes in like 100-kilometer area versus like 50 homes all in like 30 kilometers. And it's not a lot of people. It's not. It's just all families. And so what happens is, in these small and these kind of microcosms of villages, you have people going around like, oh, I can just walk to the shop. Oh, I can just go to this. Like, my mother would tell me when I was like 5 years old, hey, we need more tomatoes from the shops, to go down to the shop. And you'd go there and you'd find whatever you want. And it's this cascading effect where once you take that out, once everybody's more separated, and once you deny businesses from opening in the urban areas and force them to all go to the city centers because that's how city planning here works. Is that you can't have a building, you can't have a commercial building in a residential area. They all of them have to be in specific commercial areas. Once you take that out, suddenly all these people around you, all these single family houses have to go from kilometers and kilometers away, 1-2 kilometers away. They have to go to the same spot, and your neighbor suddenly is as close to you as the person living a kilometer away on the other side. And this mass of people, this giant mass, all congregating in this area where they don't know where each other lives, they don't know everybody, and so many people in this area. It means, hey, I don't have to see these people. And these shopping centers as well, they're no longer serviced by people local to the area. They're serviced by people who just moved in, by immigrants. The single family housing means that a single house is a lot more expensive than like an apartment building. So what happens is everybody's renting because nobody can afford to do that shit, and everybody has to travel long distances to where they work. And now instead of restaurants, instead of cafes, instead of all these shops servicing the local community, all they service is the whole entirety of that city. And
So you're saying we should
it
segregate
creates
again?
that thing you go off of nobody knows each other. Everybody looks at each other as disposable, and there's no favors. You know, you do somebody a favor, suddenly, that coworker I did a favor for is gone. Now it's a new person. You do your housemate a favor. That housemate's gone. Now I have a new person I have to go get acquainted with. And so because of how different things move in such a large city and how unstable everybody's place in this society is, that's why you get money replacing favors. In Middle Eastern society, in European society, you still have that close-knit community of a pseudo-village in a larger city. But in, North American society, you have these giant, massive cities with skyscrapers in the middle, with population densities like New York City so high, they're large. Their police force is larger than countries' militaries, Versus, you go to a city like Damascus. A city like Damascus is a huge city as well, but every little community, you have like congregations of, okay, the Alawites are there, the Sunnis are there, the Christians are there, the fucking Druze are there, and they all have their own small little community, and they cross-interact, and they see each other, and they have to travel throughout the city, but they all have their own little place, their own little villages in their neighborhoods. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Europe's gay.
I 5 people said 5 things at once. What were you guys saying?
Europe's gay.
Maybe, I don't know, man. The Middle East is not gay. Jerusalem, like Latakia, Tartus, Damascus, Aleppo. Well, Aleppo kind of. No, Idlib. Definitely Idlib. Idlib is 100% fucking gay.
No, I do agree with you. It is a lot to do with just the American empire, the NWO, the World Economic Forum, or whatever you want to call it. But what you gotta remember though is that it is seeping everywhere. We're unfortunately, we're in a like state right now where like you could like live in like South America and you'll still have all this, LGBT shit, abortion is good shit, satanic capitalism being brought and imported into these countries. So it's like you can't even move to a third world country or a second world country without being influenced by them.
But it's not
like
gonna last.
Even Ukraine. Like
it's not,
look at Ukraine.
It's not gonna last. And let me tell you why. These satanic things come from excess, come from a place of wealth where they are strong enough that they feel like they can deconstruct basic building blocks of society and still call it functional. Meanwhile, you go to the Middle East, you go to Ukraine, you go to all these, like, South America, you have these stupid ideologues on their high horse saying, oh, we're smarter than everybody, we know what's right, and what's right is the LGBT and stuff like that. But in reality, once you break things down, once society is really small and tight-knit and very important for people to survive, these systems of favor return because, this person needs, like, sugar today to feel normal, to have a good life, and once you take that sugar away, he's going to be in a much worse situation, so I might as well help him. Maybe one day he'll help me when he's able to. And once
here's what you're not realizing, though. Here's what you're not thinking about.
Yeah.
I have 2 things.
Tell me.
Number one, America used to be like that. America hasn't always been this satanic nation. It used to be the same as Europe. You go to like the old Philly, you know, center city. You go to like where else? You know, Boston. You go to these places used to be like that. They're constructed like that. And then what's happened is with advancing technology, you begin to, there begins to be a change. And what you're going to see is that slowly, like this is what I've been talking about. Like, you wonder, why are all these third worlders being pumped into the US and all these, like, European countries, right? Well, the reason why is because we need to get everyone into this one monoculture. Everyone's living in the same places. Everyone's living in these same massive cities. Now you're right. I mean, I do think that there could be an inflection point that shit's gonna hit the fan so much that people are gonna revolt against modernity. Maybe America first is inevitable or whatever. But I also think that what might also happen is that things are just going to get progressively worse and worse and worse. And even things like shit hitting the fan is just going to give, these corporations leeway to take over, to make everything okay, to bring everything back to normal, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And this is a deep talk for the Garbagemice podcast.
Yeah, we go from talking about some like fat fuck drinking Pepsi to this.
The duality of man. I think it's a super ultra giga kino of the highest order. You get your, you get your Pepsi to drink on, and then you get your red pill to eat on. Food and drink for the modern palate. That's what's up.
Yeah,
for the mind and soul.
So, Eggy, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on religion, Eggy?
Well, basically, I mean, I was raised, baptized, confirmed, and all in the Lutheran church growing up, and that was always a part of my life. I would go to church every Sunday. I worked with the church a lot up until I was like basically in college, and then. Or I shouldn't say, because I went to college a little bit and kind of dropped out. I wasn't really much for the college environment or really the school environment in general, but I kind of just became more reclusive in general, and even like with the church, I just wasn't really as involved in much of anything as I had been, in years prior. So I kind of fell back a little bit, but I sort of still had the idea that instilled in me that that religion was good and that the church was right, and but I just wasn't really involved with it as much as I got older. But then as I was online, people would talk about religion and stuff like that, but I always kind of figured anything that's religious discussion online is pretty much just, it's always very circular. There's never really any ground made anywhere. It's just basically one of the old tried and true internet arguments that will just wage on for all eternity. But over the last year and a half, some people on my live streams are like, oh, we need to bring some more religion into these live streams because there's too many people out there that are not living a right life. So people would start sending in videos like clips of sermons and teachings and things like that. And, as I kind of listen to these, I know it's very, surface level. I would not consider myself a theologian at all. I don't really know a lot of the great, theological debates or any stuff like that. I kind of just have things presented to me.
That's just gay. Don't even get involved with that shit.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there'd be stuff people would send in, because it was about a little over a year ago that it kind of started taking place on my streams.
Like fucking religious debate.
Well, like, somebody would send something in, and it was like a totally agreeable. I found it to be totally agreeable, and there's some very personable, people on YouTube, or it's not even YouTubers. It might be clips from a video, or it might be, somebody might, a lot of sermons went digital in the COVID era, stuff like that. So it's not even like, because some of these people who are YouTubers, or they're like YouTube centric or internet video centric. Sometimes they kind of have more of a grading or like a less personable approach. Not like it's their fault, but it's just you know, you can just kind of tell it's like they're not as captivating. They're not bringing you what you should be hearing. They're kind of just there to they want to have themselves talk and get their point across for their blog or whatever. They're not really trying to just give a general teaching. So in this case of this happening, as it went on, I became a little bit more, captivated by people sending these things in, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, really, I still was raised in the Lutheran Church, so raised Protestant, and some people find that to be really, you can't do that. But at the same time, some people that I talk to, they're very against it, but yet, they have never gone to church. They're really just all Orthodox online because of the imagery, or because of they like to talk about it online or whatever, without really being a Orthodox Catholic or whatever they might be. But so it's kind of, maybe one day I'll convert, but I'm not sure if I'm quite there yet. But in any case, as I was listening to these things, I'm like, really, I would listen to these sermons, and I found it all to be completely agreeable, and I couldn't really figure why anybody would disagree with these things. It seemed like it was all very good and beneficial and righteous, and that it seemed totally good to me. And then people who would sort of disagree with it, I came to find, they might like to engage in certain things. They might really like to drink or smoke or do drugs or gamble or have a lot of sex with a lot of different people and things like that, which, the Bible might say that you shouldn't do these things because they're going to be negative and they're sinful and they're vices and all these things. But it's like people, they would rather just not hear that it's bad. Like, they don't want to be talked to, they say, oh, don't be preachy. I don't want you to be preachy. I want to do all these things that I'm doing and just live this life, which I'm not. I'm like, the way that I live, I want to have my eyes and ears open at all times for me to always be gathering information, which is going to be a betterment of my situation, to apply this knowledge that I'm hearing to my life. And I found that the Word of God is pretty much, you really don't even need anything else, to be honest. You can really just live by the Word of God,
based,
and just really everything will.
Very true.
Everything it is so true. It's kind of funny because it's just like, you can say it. I probably heard it many times in my life, and I was kind of go, oh yeah, I'm a good guy or whatever. Yeah, I'll like give a homeless person $1. Whatever, I'm good. I do what God wants me to do, whatever. No, but then I actually sit and really take the time to review and reflect on the way that I live my life in all facets. And really, yeah, if in all these facets and any troubled facets that have caused my life to suffer as a result, rather I give myself fully to God and live by His Word. These things really just sort of resolve themselves for the most part. Of course, as the Fallout character says, we can't expect God to do all the work, but with that being said, it's all the direction, all the guidance. The Lord is my shepherd. The guidance is there. It's been there since the day we were born.
Pretty based, man. Pretty based.
Yeah, let's go.
Wow.
Oh, how long have we been going for?
I do want to say something to you, though. I do want to say something to you.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
You're like, God can't do all the work, but the Bible would disagree with you, right?
That's true, yeah. Well, I would say, I mean, the way that I feel, and I still, I'm still kind of working on things as I go too. There's like, there's a few things that I'm working on, sort of getting over some of my preconceptions and, the way that I live my life in this certain way for so many years, and I'm still kind of working over, to being better. But yeah, if we did all follow the Word of God and live as we should, then it really would all be pretty much handled, and there wouldn't be anything else to say about it. But yeah, sometimes I guess just to know, sometimes you have people who are wolves in sheep's clothing or whatever, however you want to say. Some people do not have the they may appear righteous and hide ulterior motives. So I guess it's just some things like that. You know,
Can
there's
I
some caution,
read you
but
something?
there's
Can I read you
probably some
something?
scripture that covers it too that I don't have memorized or anything like that. But it's just something I think about as well.
It's like one of my favorite little passages from the Bible. Can I read it to you? Because I think it might help you out.
Yes, I would love
So
it.
this is Jesus. He's talking to his disciples, and he says this. He says, "Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you will eat, neither for the body what you will wear. Life is more than just meat, and the body is more than just raiment. Consider the birds in the sky. They neither sow nor reap. They neither have storehouses or a barn. But God feeds them. How much more better are you than the fowls in the air? And which of you, by worrying, can add another hour to his life?
That's right.
If you then are not able to do the thing which is least, why take thought for the rest of your life? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they sew clothes. Yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. And he was the richest king of Israel." Anyways, if then God clothes the grass, which is today in the field and tomorrow is cast in the oven and cooked, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? Seek not what you will eat, and neither what you will drink, and neither be doubtful of mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after. But your Father knows that you need these things. So rather seek first the kingdom of God, and in all those things will be added unto you.
That's right. That's very true.
Your audio is cutting out for half of that. So are you recording your own audio?
Yeah. It was cutting out. Jeez.
Yeah.
The devil really be working against us.
That's right.
The Antichrist is in this call.
The Antichrist be hating. He'd just be hating.
He'd be hating a real nigga for speaking what's true.
He'd be hating a real nigga. But like the Bible says, in oh my gosh, man, I'm really cutting out. It says in Peter, it says, to submit to God, to like actually like do God's will. It says this. It says submit yourself before the mighty hand of God. And it doesn't say do all these things for him. This is what it says. It says cast all of your worries upon him. So like if you want to follow God, it's not by doing a bunch of good things. It's not by, going to church. It's by submitting all of your worries, all of your, things that you're, thinking about, that you're stressed out about onto him. Oh, how am I going to get money? Don't worry about it. Just like God will figure it out. Oh, what am I going to wear? God will figure it out. God will figure it out. Oh, what am I going to do with my life? God will figure it out. Just focus on bringing people to Christ and, that's it. Fighting against evil. That's it.
That's right.
That's right, man. Whew. How long have we been gone for?
I'll have to discuss that with you at a later podcast, I think, because I still haven't gotten to that part of the Bible, as I said multiple times. I'm still way early in the Old Testament right now. Until I know it back to front, and until I can know what it all means and what it all says, I'll get back to you. And we're gonna have a long discussion about the Bible. What do you think? Does that sound
We should
Kino?
do that. That would be Kino. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before we turn out this... By the way, this episode was Kino as fuck, in my opinion, if I do say so myself.
I thought it was
completely
great.
concur.
Okay.
From Coke addicts to drinking Coke to drinking nitrogen-infused cola to satanic capitalism
I'd
to
kill Rusty with his own
the word of God.
That's right.
Covered a lot of ground.
Fuck
Also,
Monkey,
ants.
because I know if I marry
Can you show us
he's gonna
the
cheat on
ants
me.
for the episode?
And
Oh,
Mary
yeah. Let me
react.
turn on my camera if someone's recording.
Alright, I'm recording. Go ahead.
All right. So these are the ants. There's an ant right there.
Recording in the closet.
Yeah, I've been in the closet this whole time.
Exactly.
Look, I've been drinking these beers with the cut green beans. Look at all these ants.
Where's the
Look,
cane
they're
sugar?
over
Where's the
here.
cane sugar? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the big ass bag of cane sugar. The ants are all over this thing. Look at that. And there's
Throw it
another
out.
one. It's just like ass up here in the closet. They're probably in there right now.
Throw it out.
Throw it out. It's not my sugar. They can throw it out.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Okay, Redsonte, your rolling is filthy, but let's go to the Patreon questions before we close things up, okay? Okay.
Oh no.
Fuck, marry, kill. Rusty Mumkey Reactor. Eggy, would you like to take the stand on this one?
So fuck, marry, kill, Rusty, Reactor, and Mumkey.
Yep.
Real.
This is a tough one.
I Oh my fucking god, little pizza box. Take it
Duh.
easy.
You know, I don't want to sound like sauce or any like some kind of saucy mofo or anything like that, but I think that's a pretty good one. Reactor, he's got that Tim Pool money, so you know you want to marry into that. Rusty, he's basically you just know he could like flip. You know, he's got like super like 007 kind of knowledge. He could probably like kill you in your sleep or something. You know, he's too powerful. We got to get him out of the picture. And you know what? Well, then there's only one other option and one other guy. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, for me, I would definitely kill Rusty after he blueballed me. He said he's bringing me on a show, but then he fucking ghosted me. This is no joke. I'm still pissed off about it. I'm never forgetting about it.
That's
never
fucked
letting
up.
it go. First thing I'm doing is killing Rusty. Then I'm fucking Reactor, because honestly, Reactor's kind of boring. And then I'm marrying Mumkey, because at
I
least
totally disagree. Reactor is like the most interesting person from the Trash Rats.
interesting person, yes. Interesting to talk to or interesting to hear. Not
No,
very much.
interesting to listen to. He was the best part.
I don't know, man.
I thought he was
I've
pretty
always-
good.
I always thought Mumkey was the funniest part of the Trash Rats, to be honest.
I didn't say funniest. I said most interesting. There's a difference. You can be
I don't know.
interesting and not be funny.
I don't know. For me, I already said it. Kill Rusty, fuck Reactor, marry Mumkey. At least me and Mumkey can have threesomes with mentally ill women.
Let's go.
Who else has to answer?
That's
So
Sante.
let's see. I'd probably marry Rusty because that guillotine. I'd probably want that to be on my part of the divorce settlement because that marriage isn't gonna last. He'd want me to start an OnlyFans, and I'm just not really about that. I'd probably kill Reactor because he's a dangerous right-wing conspiracy theorist, just like Tim Pool, and we can't really have that in this country. And then
It's 2022, for goodness sake.
Mumkey probably he got that bussy, so
Pause.
I like how we all spared Mumkey.
the only one who deserved to stay.
Yeah. Best political ideologies. Mixed market.
Christianity.
Mixed market socialism.
Anything to the right of Mao.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Gay.
That's
That's
what
a gay-
that
that's
one
a
Fed
gay
that we had to
response,
ban
no.
would say.
No, that's gay.
No, I agree.
That was
I
a
was- I was
gay
saying-
response. That's a gay answer.
I was saying that's what the Fed that we had to ban from our server would say.
Oh my god. No, that's not him. That's the other guy that had the Ted Kaczynski profile picture. The Fed had the siege mask on as well.
Yeah, I can't tell them apart. They all glow in the dark. They all look the same.
This guy doesn't. Hold on. What thoughts on Gnosticism? So Gnosticism.
Do you guys know what Gnosticism is? Can I tell you what Gnosticism
tell
is?
me.
I can give you the rundown. So Gnosticism, right, is it's like Christianity, but like what if I just like added a bunch of like weed conspiracy theories to it? Like the type of shit like you be smoking a fat blunt and you're like, yo, but like what if God was like a snake with a lion's head, bro? Bro,
what if
Yo.
giants? What if
it's like what Gnostics believe, I guess to like make it short, is that like the God of like the Old Testament is evil. Okay, like he's actually the devil,
Oh my god! Of course.
and like he's a bad guy. And the God of the New Testament is like the real God. Okay, but the New Testament is like not his word. It's just people writing about him. Like so, like it's flawed. And so basically, any writing that is about Jesus is equal to the Bible, like in its validity. And like basically like they believe, in addition is they believe like Krishna from like India is also Jesus, and like all this shit. So like basically what they believe is like they believe in God, but like God is not actually like specific in any way. Like he might not even be a man. He might not even be a man. And, you know, like he's not necessarily Yahweh, and he's not necessarily even Jesus. He's just like there, and he's like totally unreachable. Like you can never interact with him, and like there is no truth, there is no reality. It like everything is subjective, basically. Like it's basically like what communists believe. Like there is no objective truth. There's only subjective views of the truth, and you can never get the whole truth. Like so just like whatever you think reality is the way reality exists.
Honestly, I don't know much about the subject, so I'll refrain from voicing an opinion. Otherwise, I might look like a fucking idiot, which we know I can't have that.
It's literally a heresy. It's literally just a heresy. You can just say it's a heresy. Aren't you a Catholic? Come on, man.
I mean, look, man, I'm a Catholic, but I don't know much about. I told you I haven't even finished the Bible yet. I haven't like.
I haven't finished the Bible yet.
Well, how do you know so many fucking verses by heart, man? What the fuck?
Because I've read like the whole New Testament, and I
okay.
also pray to God. It's like that's all you have to do is just like read and pray.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, next up, how do you spot a Fed? I reply, anonymously trying to rile up violent and incriminating activity without any degree of subtlety, with hollow mottos and slogans, without fully committing to one, and in real life they're dressed in clean clothes, hair is cut, shoes are shined, and this one is universal. Having your shoes shined is a clear sign of a Fed in real life. I'm not even joking. This is like silly.
I've never shined my shoes.
They approach you directly and try to make friends with you and quickly start moving into interrogative territory and try to incriminate you, of course. You will only be approached by a Fed in real life if you're on a watch list, and if you're trying to do something. And if you're not trying to do something, they'll leave you alone if you're relatively sane as well. So this is literally how you find a Fed. Was Tribe a Fed? Yes, he was trying to rile up like fucking bullshit anonymous activity while it's kind of saying like white nationalist rhetoric without fully committing to it. He's a Fed.
He said he was a full-on fascist. He said that.
No, he kept going on tribe without fully saying, "Oh, I'm racist."
Yeah, I guess, but he said, and like he said straight up
Didn't
that
he
he was
literally
a
say
fascist.
he was pro-gay sex?
Did he actually say
That's
that?
all you need to know. Is that like the way you spot a Fed is that they're a right winger and they call themselves a Nazi and all this, right? But it's like, what are their actual belief? What are their beliefs? I'm a libertarian, but I'm racist, and like we should like have gay butt sex and like don't procreate, don't procreate. Bomb buildings instead. Buildings instead. Don't try to make society better. Just kill people.
Yep, that's a Fed. Now you sound like a Fed.
They would advocate for everything except for actually getting involved in politics and trying to make some type of difference in your local area, trying to get your foot in the door in some small way.
Yep.
Just go commit violence and go to prison. Don't change society.
Yep, that's a Fed.
Yeah.
Next up, it's in each of your individual opinions, is being asexual a sin? I would like to go
asexual.
I would like to hear New Essence, Eggy, Little Pizza Box, Redsonte, and then me.
In that order, okay.
Yeah.
Is being asexual a sin? Kinda. It's only a sin if you are not using your like free time not having a wife and kids to like spread the word of God. So like what a sin is in the Bible, if you read the book of Proverbs, it defines what sin is. And sin, definitionally, according to the book of Proverbs, is the thought of foolishness. So like, if you are doing an action that makes your life worse, right, and it ruins your mental health, it ruins your physical health, this is a sin. So all sins, all the 10 Commandments, all the extra stuff in the Bible is based on the fundamental idea that, like, if I do this, will it make me, like, feel better? Will it make me healthier? Will it make me more mentally sane? Or is it going to chip away at my insanity, or at my sanity, not insanity? You know, and that is what a sin is. So, you know, being asexual can be a sin if it's just like, oh, I'm like just gonna waste my life away in my room, and I'm not going to like interact with women and start a family, and like I'm not actually gonna do anything with my life other than like chase money. Like, yeah, that's a sin. But like, if you're spending your life, you know, pursuing God, and you know, you're preaching the word of God to people like Paul did, you know, it's good. You know, Paul even said in the Bible, I wish that everyone was like me and wouldn't get married, so that they could spend their time, you know, preaching the word of God and serving God. But he also said that for most people, this is not the path they should go down, though. So that's the take on atheism, or not asexuality. I almost said atheism. I'm fucking retarded. No, it's late. I'm on the East Coast. For me, it's almost 12. Can't judge me.
We're almost done. You'll be freed soon. Eggy, what are your thoughts on asexuality?
Well, I basically think that for the most part, it's usually a sign of some underlying unwellness. Typically,
True.
like usually there's some kind of problem. It's not really something that is common. But I would echo. Well, that's like my phrase. If somebody says like, "Oh, I'm asexual," I'm like, okay, yeah, sorry for you got addicted to VR or anime porn or something, or you ate too much microplastic and now your endocrine system is flipped around and your balance is all fucked up. It is what it is. So like, if somebody tells me that, that's kind of how I feel. But some people also use it like if they just are let's say lacking, maybe involuntarily, maybe they're involuntarily on the single side. You know, in the modern day, they might kind of use it to sort of not look like some kind of social outcast or something. That might just say, well, actually, no, I'm just asexual. But yeah, as far as I would agree in that it is not necessarily a bad thing either. If we're looking at it from the godly perspective, when there had been an episode of the Westminster Confession of Faith that I watched on my streams, and John Gerstner had gone through, and he was like, well, God said, go forth and multiply. And, me having a wife and children was the thing that got me closer to God and more godly in the way that I live my life. He said, but if it had been the case that, just remaining celibate and, not having any relationship, if that had been the superior path in which God had guided me in life, then that would be, perfectly fine, so long as that I was living that righteous life. And so that's pretty much what I would agree with.
You brought up something interesting. Can I jump in real quick?
Sure.
Just one last thing on this.
Asexual and aromantic, they're like two different things, right?
To whoever asked this, or if anybody is, perhaps
the sex,
homosexual, or perhaps like
depressing.
You have weird sexual tendencies.
Yeah, I don't fucking.
You should really consider, like, where did these things come from? For this asexual person, like what I said, my advice, obviously I stick by that. It's not necessarily good or bad.
Yeah.
But what I would consider is, why do you feel that way? What caused you to feel that way? Like, was there some kind of like trauma that happened to you? Were you exposed to something sexual, like as a kid?
Asexuality is evil.
Like really delve deep, maybe like journal about it, pray about it, and like try to figure that out, because there's probably a bad reason why you feel as though you're asexual, or any weird sexual fetish, abnormality. All right, little pizza box. Okay. Now he's
Fuck,
brought
there
up
you
more
go.
shit. Now I have to. Why did you have to say that? So, if this person is like asexual, but
who
like
fucking has
they're
this
in a
multigrade?
relationship, that is a
If he's
sin.
seeing anyone,
Okay.
yeah, if he's seeing
If you
anyone,
don't have sex with your wife or
refusing to
husband,
have sex,
you are committing a sin. That is
yeah,
evil.
You're just,
That's evil. It's literally
evil.
a sin in the Bible. So like, yeah, that's evil. Like, think about it. This person has promised to stay chaste and only have sex with you for the rest of their life, and like provide for you and all this, and it's like but you deny them like anything in return. It says in the Bible that like if you're married, that as a husband you can use your wife in any way, and your wife owns your body. You own your wife's body, the wife owns your body, and she can do whatever, you can do whatever to her. And not only that, but like you have to. Like if your wife trying to fuck, you have to. It is a sin not to. If your husband trying to fuck, you have to. It is a sin not to.
Yep.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something that I've thought much about, but I do know that I believe children to be, a blessing upon whoever has them.
Real.
And
so true. Little kids are based.
Yeah. if you never have kids, that's kind of sad. That's a sad life to live.
I have like a cousin, and she's like I think 5 now. Like whatever age like you'd be in like first grade. I don't know how old you'd be.
Yeah, like
she's like
6 or 7.
kindergarten.
What
like
a
6 or
great cousin.
7. She's like racist. That's all.
Anyways, asexuality, do I believe it's a sin? Yes. Why do I believe it's a sin? Not just go forth and multiply is God's command, but you, most of the time, as Eggy said, it comes from an inherent problem in most people's lives, not just being involuntarily, unwanted in a relationship, like hate, like I don't know how to describe it, but a lot of them are just like, well, I asked 3 women out and 2 of them rejected me and 1 didn't show up, so I'm just gonna spend my whole life being a dick to myself, putting myself down and not pursuing a partner or a wife, and they're gonna waste their time, they're gonna waste their lives, they're not gonna be happy, and they're gonna keep convincing themselves, yep, this is what I want, when in fact they just don't want to get rejected again. And that's one half of the asexuals. The other half is that they have like an inherent flaw, like they perceive in their body, like a body image issue, and they're like, oh, I don't like my body, so I'm just gonna be asexual because I don't want anyone else to. It's gonna come from like some sort of mental illness, and in the very rare cases where it doesn't, where you're genuinely hard pressed at finding a romantic partner, those are gonna be rare. Those are gonna be very
no,
rare.
that doesn't exist. That every behavior that you do is based upon is something you were trained to do. Okay? Like, we have biological like instincts, but like the biological instinct is not like I'm attracted to a man or I'm attracted to a woman. No, the biological instinct is, as a man, I am attracted to some mysterious opposite sex. And then your culture, your society informs your biological nature as to what the mysterious opposite sex is. Like, for example, right, like, you know, like how like boys and girls, they've been like proven that they'll like play with different toys.
Yep.
But consider, right, that boys, you know, right now they play with like fire trucks and like bulldozers and shit. But like there was a time when toys, you know, that were like that, you know, of bulldozers and fire trucks didn't exist, right?
Yeah.
But yet, I'm sure that they probably still played with different kinds of toys, right?
Yep.
So we have like, you know, the biological, like, I'm different from a female, but like, what does it mean to be different from a female? What does it mean to be, you know, a boy? What is a boy's toy is informed by culture. Now, there are like some things that like obviously, like, you biologically, if you want to be the happiest man, then your goal in life should be to become strong physically. All right, not a bodybuilder. Bodybuilders are homosexuals. That I really have too many hot takes, but you know, I'm not a bodybuilder. You know, I'm not swole yet, so I'm not gonna give too many hot takes till I get swole. But you know, that's gay. Okay, I'm just talking about, like, can you lift like a 100-pound Atlas stone over your head? Could you lift up your wife, you know, over your head? That's what you. But so your goal is get strong physically, get strong spiritually. Okay, develop a connection with God, be righteous, don't have any vices, and then marry a godly woman, and then just copulate with her, and then become a good father and like don't abuse your kids, and you'll be the happiest man ever. You know. Yep. But you know, society can inform people into like psyoping themselves, where like biology is pointing us to that, but because, you know, it's just a biological instinct, you know, you can have that altered by, you know, psyoping via culture, right? So like, you know, that's what happens. Like, that's what happens with like trans people or like with gay people, for example, is that instead of putting a female in the place of the opposite gender, they imprint on a male, or they imprint on both men and women. And so instead of seeing gender as male and female, they see gender as dominant and passive. And there's some men, and to like gay people, there are some women who are actually men and some men that are actually women, you know. But it's like, if you're asexual, to get back to the point, it's because you probably like were abused. That's like the most likely thing. I would just say that, yeah, you probably got abused or something. Like something happened to you, and you might not even recognize it as abuse, because like it might be something silly, like your uncle like farting in your face or some shit. But like that can still fuck people up, you know, even like silly shit like that. So like, you know, just consider, you know, where do my actions stem from? Why am I the way I am? Have curiosity about these things. Don't just take them for granted. Nothing that you do is just random. everything that you do is something that you were trained to be able to do. I can use a computer because I sat there and I used a computer for like 10 years playing video games. That's why I know how to use a computer. You know, I didn't just randomly just get born knowing how to use a computer.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. We ready to wrap up, boys?
Well, everybody, this was episode Redsonte. What
Yeah.
episode was this? Wait, come on.
Like 18. I don't know. Wait.
Come on, you gotta have that memorized, man. To get, now we're unprofessional in front of the fucking.
Basically
viewers.
every episode is pretty much just the next part of episode 1 because we're the originators. We're really putting we're doing the ribbon cutting ceremony. We're doing the groundbreaking ceremony. We break new ground every single episode on this podcast. So
True.
basically, it's always just starting. It's always the beginning, because we're a million miles from the end. It's gonna keep on going and keep on rocking and rolling.
Heck yeah. You know
An
what, Eggy, you're right.
curve.
Episode
All right.
1, part 18. This
That's
is the Garbagemice. We are the progenitors of online podcasting. Wrapping up. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, one last question before we end.
Hooray.
Eggy, how tall is Nick Fuentes? Is he really 5'1"?
Well, I think he was he like 5'6", 5'7". I don't know. He wasn't really that short when I saw him, as far as I remember. But it's been a few years.
5'1". Man.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Oh,
Goodbye.
peace.
That was
Peace.
awful. This was awful.